Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is October 21st, 2021. So, recently I made a video showing who I have winning the World Series. I spoke about how I like the Boston Red Sox to win it all this year and how it all could be a tribute to Tom Brady. Now, what I've been doing since that video was made is I've been researching more and more and more. And every day on Patreon, I update my people on things that I've noticed, things that I'm worried about, and things that may come into play in these upcoming games. So, being that I already uploaded that video on YouTube, because I usually I'm not uploading any more free pics on YouTube. Everything's going on Patreon. But since I already uploaded that video, I just feel like I feel responsible for letting you guys know what I've noticed up to now, because there's a lot of things that I've noticed that can contradict what I said in that other video. So I want to break down everything, and then at the end, if you guys want to call in and talk about anything that you may notice, that you may that something that you have noticed that I missed, you can call in and we'll talk about it. So, Mike Lopez, I'm going to answer your question at the end of the video. That's the point of this video. So, let's get started. So, something that I learned that I did not know was, because I'm a young guy, so there's a lot of things about MLB history that I'm just not aware of. You know, Dusty Baker, the manager for the Houston Astros, he used to play alongside Hank Aaron. And Hank Aaron was a legendary Atlanta Braves player who passed away earlier this year on January 22nd from, I think he died from coronavirus. I think he got the vaccine on the 5th of January, and then he died 17 days after. Actually, I remember making a video about his death the day he died. He died on the 22nd day of the year. He was a legendary Braves player. Braves is 22 and so on. And I've seen a lot of 22 rituals with the Braves and Dodgers series. If you watch a lot of those games, the score has been tied 2-2. And at one point, the games have been tied 4-4, like the number that Hank Aaron used to wear as a player. I'm gonna just look up his cause of death, because this was earlier this year that I covered his death. So I don't really remember too much of the details. I know he died. Okay, it says he got the COVID vaccination on January 5th. A few weeks later, he died in his sleep on January 22nd, 2 weeks before his 87th birthday in Atlanta. Yeah, 17 days, right? Of course, Kill is 17. He wore the number 44, and Kill's also 44. No doubt Hank Aaron was a ritual sacrifice. And it seems like this World Series is attributed to Hank Aaron, something that we pointed out. Now the thing is this, right? So now that I know about him and Dusty Baker, now there's double narratives now, because I was thinking about the Boston, the Braves used to play in Boston. They used to be known as the Boston Braves. So how perfect? I said, well, how perfect would it be to have the Boston Red Sox play the Atlanta Braves in the World Series in a big Braves tribute, right? Boston and Braves, they used to be called the Boston Braves. But now that I learned about Dusty Baker actually being his teammate in Atlanta, this kind of worries me, because how perfect would it be for Dusty Baker to play his old team in the same year that Hank Aaron passed away? There's a lot of numbers that I'm going to discuss. But again, the numbers support both sides, because there's numbers supporting the Red Sox winning the series, and there's also numbers supporting the Astros winning tomorrow on the day leaving 70 days in the year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about it all. And just see if you guys, I'll let you guys decide who you're going to pick. If you guys want to hedge on your bet, you could, we have time, because the game won't be until tomorrow. If you want to leave it as it is, if you already have a bet on the Red Sox and you feel confident in the Red Sox, and you want to put more money, and it's all up to you. But I feel responsible because I put out that video and a lot of people saw it, and I feel like a lot of people are probably waiting on the Red Sox to win. So I just feel responsible to let you guys know about all the things that I discovered. So, okay, so here we have this Dusty Baker and Hank Aaron connection. Okay, so they both were teammates. And there was also an article said that Dusty Baker was actually mentored by Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron passed away this year on a big 22 ritual on the 22nd day of the month, 17 days after getting the COVID vaccine, and so on. And also, his official name is Henry Aaron. They call him Hank Aaron, but Henry Aaron is 56, like coronavirus, like COVID vaccine, like Society of Jesus. The guy dies 17 days after getting the COVID vaccine. The guy whose name sums to 56. I'll talk more about Hank Aaron's decoding at the end, but let me just show you guys all the numbers with tomorrow's upcoming game. So tomorrow's the 22nd day of the month. That's a big Boston number. Boston is 22. Tomorrow leaves 70 days left in the year, and Astros is 70. Now, this worries me because 70 has been a big number in that series. Yesterday's game? Yeah, yesterday's game, the score was even 7-0. And in that game, the announcer, the guy who was next to Joe Buck, I don't know the guy's name, the announcer said something that really caught my eye. He actually said this phrase right here. He says, teams have a 70% chance of reaching the World Series after winning Game 5. I said, what? A 70% chance? And he said that while the game was 7-0. Astros was up 7-0. And that caught my eye because I said, look at this. Astros is 70. Game 6 is on the day leaving 70 days in the year. If they win tomorrow, they remain with 70 wins for the season. So, you know, these things just, I have to point them out because they do concern me. The MLB season, it began on April 1st, 2021. Tomorrow will be 204 days after the start of the MLB season. And just using the alphabetical order, Houston Astros is 204. So how perfect would it be for them to advance 204 days into the season? The Astros owner, let me show you guys this. You know, these things just. So the Astros owner is a guy named Jim Crane. I want you guys to notice his birthday. He was born on January 17th on 1/17. And think about how this year is the year of the 117th World Series. Jim Crane. And the funny thing about Jim Crane is that his name is 73 and 37. Like how tomorrow has 73 and 37 numerology. You know, all these things that I'm pointing out, I'm not saying pick the Astros. I'm not saying pick the Red Sox. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that these things are things to keep in mind. Tomorrow's the day with 73 and 37 numerology. The Astros tomorrow can improve to 7-3 in the postseason as well. On the day with 73 numerology. But they can also fall to 6-4, and Boston Red Sox is 64. This is why this stuff is so tricky, because it's just so tight the way they code it. If the series goes 7 games, it will be 72 days after the Field of Dreams game, and Field of Dreams is 72. Terrence Clark passed away on April 22nd of this year. He was the kid that went to Kentucky. He was a Kentucky Wildcat basketball player that died in a car crash in L.A. And then they had a big tribute. The Boston Red Sox had a big tribute the day after his death. From his death to Game 7 is a span of 185 days. His full name in Gematria is 185. So if the series goes 7 games, they'll be playing it 185 days after his death. So right now, the Red Sox are 7-7 versus the Astros all time in the postseason. This series started on the day with 77 numerology. The World Series also starts on the day with 77 numerology. The thing is this. So both of these teams have a 77 connection. Boston is 77, Houston is 77, Red Sox is 77. This was something that I spoke about early in April. I said there's only 2 teams in baseball. If you saw my Terrence Clark video, In that video, I spoke about how there's only two teams in baseball that have the 77 connection, and that's the Boston Red Sox and the Houston Astros. And here they are in the ALCS. The two teams with the 77 connection. Something that we called in April. Because it's just so obvious. I just knew it. I've said there's only two teams with the 77 connection in baseball. And look, they got both of the teams competing to be in the World Series. Now this stands out for this is in favor of the Red Sox, right? The Boston Red Sox are 50-51 on the road all time in the postseason. And 51 is a big Houston Astros number. So if they win tomorrow, they improve to 51-51. And using the most pure cipher, Houston Astros is 51. That is a big number with the Astros. So let's see if the Red Sox improve to 51-51 tomorrow on the road in the postseason. Something that a person in the community always tells me about is how 99 always plays on Fridays, because Friday is 99 in Gematria. Tomorrow the Red Sox can pick up their 99th win of the season. So these are the things that are benefiting the Red Sox. And this is what I mean. There's numbers supporting both sides. And there's also narratives supporting both sides, because we have the Dusty Baker narrative of him playing his old team, the team that he used to play with Hank Aaron, the Braves in the World Series. Also have the narrative that the Atlanta Braves used to be the Boston Braves, and they can have the two teams with the 22 connection in the World Series, and tribute to Hank Aaron, who died on the 22nd day of the year. The Red Sox manager, Alex Cora, he could become 18-7 tomorrow in the postseason. Jesuit, right? 187, the Society of Jesus number. He became 17-7, and 17 is a 7 prime. The Jesuit order is 177. So let's see if he picks up that 18th postseason win tomorrow. So tomorrow's pitcher is Nathan Eovaldi. He could become 7-5 tomorrow on the road for the season. Houston Astros 75. I think the things that stands out the most about him is the fact that he had a big controversial play during Game 4 where the umpire, if you guys are, I don't know if you guys have been watching the series, but there was a real controversial play where the umpire did not call a strike. So let's see if I can pull up the article. It says the umpire who appeared to miss Nathan Eovaldi's called third strike missed 23 ball strike calls. So Alex Cora, being an umpire is a hard job. Let me see. So if you watch this game, Nathan Eovaldi, he threw the ball, and the ball was clearly a strike, and the umpire did not call it. And then what that did was it put the batter on base, and then the next batter hit a triple, and everybody scored. So it was a big play that definitely altered the game. No, I don't see any gematria that stands out with that. So that's the thing about him pitching tomorrow, that, you know, he had this big controversial play in Game 4. Here he is pitching again. Because to be honest, if it wasn't for that play, and look, the score was tied 2-2 before that play happened. Actually, it's actually right here. I'm not sure if I'm not even gonna try playing it, because. So this is supposed to be all the calls that the umpire missed during that game. All these were called ball when it was actually strikes. Like all these balls in the middle, he called all these balls in the game. It's just part of the rigging. It's like, how can you throw the ball right in the middle and not call a strike? I mean, it's just the way. This is how they mock the fans all the time. Think about what happened last Monday Night Football game when the Tennessee Titans played the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills had a 4th and 1, and they could have kicked the field goal to tie the game and go to overtime. And what they do, they go for it on 4th down, and then the quarterback slips, and then they turn the ball over, and Tennessee wins. It's just, why would you do that? It's 4th and 1. Why wouldn't you kick the field goal and play for overtime? Why would you risk losing the game? It's just such mockery. Yeah, but this right here, I actually put it in bold letters because this really scares me. How Dusty Baker and Hank Aaron were teammates. Now the things that support the Astros. If you saw yesterday's game, the Astros player Jordan Alvarez. He had a massive game. He had a home run. He had a few RBIs. He was the player of the game, no doubt. Tomorrow's game is 117 days after his birthday. And that number worries me because this year is the year of the 117th World Series. Tomorrow is also Jose Altuve's 170th day of his age. A Boston Red Sox number. But if it goes to Game 7, it'll be 170 days after his birthday. So let's see. Right now, Dusty Baker is 14-8 in the postseason. But the Astros, he has 37 career victories in the postseason. He needs 38 to get to the World Series, right? Not, I don't see anything there, but just want to make sure that I got everything before we end the live stream. If those of you that want to take the Red Sox plus the points, if you notice their ATS record is 91-81, they could pick up that 92nd ATS victory. Astros is 92. You know, yesterday they lost the game 9-2. Astros 92 in Gematria. It's a big Astros number. If you want to know who I have for this game, I'm not going to release that in this video, but I just wanted to show you guys all the notes. People on Patreon know who I have for tomorrow. But there's a couple of things that do scare me about the Astros. I'm not going to lie. 204 days into the season. 70 days left in the year. 117 days after Jordan Alvarez's birthday. So let me just talk about Hank Aaron for a second, just in case you guys did not watch the video that I did on him. Hank Aaron is just a pure example of why not to get the vaccine. So he passed away at the age of 86. Blood sacrifice is 86. Looks like he died on the day with 64 and 44. Numerology, the guy who wore the number 44, Kills 44. He died 17 days after getting the vaccine when Kills also 17. George is also 44. He wore the number 44. He got the COVID vaccine on January 5th, died 17 days later on the 22nd. I mean, why would you get the COVID vaccine? If you're looking at it, if you just read examples like this. Let's say you don't believe in conspiracies, right? This is not a conspiracy. The guy got the COVID vaccine, he died 17 days later. There's no conspiracy in that. That is a fact. Read the article. It says it. He got the vaccine on the 5th, died on the 22nd. And then they're saying that he died in his sleep. But he wore the number 44. If you watch any of the Braves game, well, the game is about to start. They have the big 44 in the outfield. Well, actually, they're not playing in Atlanta, so actually they're in LA. So once the Braves play at home, you're gonna see the big 44 in the field. It's right in center field. And if you guys watch baseball, have you guys noticed what the players are doing now? Like, they never used to do this before. Now you'll see like the pitcher, and this is just like such obvious what they're doing. Like, they're reading the script. It's just so obvious what they're doing, and like the announcers always tries to throw people off. Like, oh, he's looking at the batter's tendencies or some bullshit like that. But you'll see them doing this all the time now. Like, they'll look inside their hats. Like, they're literally reading something off inside their hats. As a baseball player, what can you possibly be reading inside of your hat? Like, they're literally reading the script. Like, right now, the batter's gonna hit the ball in the left field. Be ready. That's basically what they're reading. Oh my gosh, it's just so obvious. So Hank Aaron, he died at the age of 86. Like we said, blood sacrifice and human sacrifice is 86, and also his name Aaron is 86. Actually, his surname. Excuse me. His name is Henry. If you refer to him as Hank Aaron, his name is 83 and 38. You know, those murder numbers. And he was born on 5/2, which is funny because his name is 52. Both his names is 52. Henry Aaron, and Hank Aaron are both 52. Got born on 5/2. You can also say 2/5, like 25, and death is 25. No, let me see, because I have a lot of notes. Okay, so it says here that Aaron broke MLB's all-time home run record mark on April 8th, 1974. Oh, so that game so that's what he's known for. He's known for breaking the all-time home run mark. He did it on April 8th, 1974. That was 63 days after his birthday. He was referred to as the home run king, which equals 63. Big baseball number. Major League Baseball is 63. Major League is 63. Think about some 63 days after his birthday having this epic game where he breaks the all-time home run record. Just obvious scripting. He made his debut 67 days after his birthday as well. I think his name is 67. Well, the team he played for, 67. Think about he made his debut 67 days after his birthday, and he ended up playing for the Braves. He made his Braves debut 67 days after his birthday. October 3rd, 1976. I have a lot of random notes here. He died 44 years after his retirement. Look at that. All right, kills 44. He died on day 44 numerology. And then I have some. And look at that. Boston Braves is 44. Oh, man. This is the number that they have in the middle of the center field. 44. Like Hank Aaron wore this number. Boston Braves is 44. You have Boston versus the Braves in the World Series. As I'm saying, this stuff is so double coded that it's just a lot of you like criticize when we are wrong, but you don't understand how tight this stuff is. Like, stuff is really tight. We do try our best though to solve it. So some more 44s. Georgia is 44. Wisconsin is 44 as well. Where the Braves used to think about how the Braves defeated the Milwaukee Brewers this year, and the Braves also used to be in Milwaukee. So why wouldn't they play the Boston Red Sox in the World Series? The only thing really holding me back from being locked in on the Red Sox is just the narrative with him and Dusty Baker. This is the only thing that has me very nervous about tomorrow's game. What a way to tribute his friend by playing his whole team, the World Series. So I'll leave it there. I wish you guys the best of luck, and hopefully the Red Sox do win and you guys can cash out those big futures. Somebody says their grandfather died after he got the COVID vaccine. Yeah. What do I think the final score will be tomorrow? It's tight. I mean, they have the over and under at 8.5 runs, and Boston is 85, Red Sox is 85. I mean, it's tight. It's hard. Tomorrow has 70 numerology. I doubt it'll be 7-0. I doubt that. But tomorrow is 3 to 7 maybe. Why not? 3 to 7, 37 day numerology. Yeah, Kaylee Scott says they're not switching narratives. They just double coding the narratives in the championship series on purpose. Yeah, I agree with you. That's exactly what they're doing. Says Dusty keeps talking about Hank too. Wow, look at that. No, I'm not. They're not flipping any script. I'm just. This is a tight riddle. So Discerning King says that 170 you pointed out about the Houston pitcher is something to think about twice. Boston going to the World Series. I don't remember what that 170 was. I know Houston Astros is 170. I don't remember what I said about the pitcher though. So Benny Blanco says that I'm switching. I'm not switching. I'm just pointing out. All right. Oh, and something I almost forgot about this. So thank you for reminding me. I said I wasn't going to release my pick, but I just released it. I said I'm not switching, so I guess I released my pick. Look at this. On March 7th of this year, that was the 66th day of the year. The World Series starts on October 26th. I want you guys to notice this. This is what has me so locked in on the Boston and Atlanta series, World Series. So March 6th, that's the 66th day of the year. The World Series starts on the day leaving 66 days in the year, right? You guys want to take a guess who played on March 7th? What two teams played? Look. We're going to go to ESPN. Looks like the Dodgers game just started. I'm going to end the live stream in case you guys want to go watch some rigged games. We're going to end it soon. But look, go to ESPN. You go to March. Let's go to March 7th, the 66th day of the year. This is a pattern that came through for us with the Boston Red Sox and Tampa Bay Rays series. This is how we was able to predict it. Look, on March 7th, the 66th day of the year, look what two teams played each other. The Red Sox and Braves. And think about how on the day leaving 66 days in a year, they can play each other again. And just notice their logo is B and A. Think about the World Series to be B versus A, 2-1 in the year 21. There's a lot of things in favor of the Red Sox. There's a couple of things in favor of the Astros. But I have to point it out. I'm not going to act like there's nothing going for the Astros. There is a lot of things in the favor of the Astros. But on the 66th day of the year, these two teams played, right? Something that we noticed with the Tampa Bay Rays, on the 85th day of the year. What is the 85th day of the year? Let's just, because I don't remember. March 26th, right? So let's show you who played each other on March 26th. Okay, so look, March 26th, the Rays played the Boston Red Sox on the 85th day of the year. And this year, on the day leaving 85 days, look at this. March 26th, 85th day of the year. Now, the day leaving 85 days, that was October 7th, right? So let's go to October 7th. So Rays played the Red Sox on the 85th day of the year. Now, on the day leaving 85, let's go to October 7th. Look who played each other on the day leaving 85 days. The Boston played the Tampa Bay Rays. And Boston is 85, Tampa Bay is Boston is 85 and Red Sox is 85. Something I also spoke about is how the World Series starts on Tom Brady's 85th day of his age. This game here, this was a big tribute to Tom Brady. Because on the 85th day of the year, the Rays beat the Red Sox 7-3 right after Tom Brady became 7-3 in the Super Bowl. And they ended up meeting in the postseason this year on the day leaving 85 days in the year. And then the Red Sox advanced over the Yankees on Tom Brady's 64th day of his age when Boston Red Sox is 64. So this is the pattern that I've seen them do, and it has worked for us in the past. 85 days in a year, 85th day of the year, the same two teams, because you know the people who operate by this code, they like reflections. See, these two dates are reflections of each other. March 26th and October 7th. Same thing with March 7th and October 26th. Those two dates are reflections of each other. 66, 299, 299, 66. So these are the things that have me favoring the Red Sox playing on October 26th. So am I switching? No. But am I raising some awareness of what can go wrong for the Red Sox tomorrow? Absolutely. That's my job. It's double coded, and I think I should tell you guys that. If it wasn't double coded, I wouldn't be making this video. But let's see if the Red Sox tomorrow pick up that 51st road postseason win tomorrow and become 51-51. I hope they do, so that way they can stay alive. If whoever wins tomorrow goes to the World Series, I'll just say that because I don't see the Astros winning Game 7. Their narrative is to win tomorrow, 204 days into the MLB season. All right. So good luck. Hope you guys enjoy the rigged game today. Yeah, it's always gonna be like that because every time I do a live stream, it's always buffering. When this live stream is over, there's gonna be a lot of things that I say that's gonna get cut off. This is all the time with my videos. But whatever. Murder Gang says that the pattern is gonna work again. I hope so. Said don't go against Tom Brady. I'm not. I learned my lesson not to go against Tom Brady. I learned my lesson last Super Bowl when it was 73 degrees and he became 7-3 on the 7th of the month. Picked up his 7th championship. The Kansas City Chiefs became 16-3 on the 38th day of the year. Somebody says Baker was also a Dodger. Yeah, but he was also an Atlanta Brave. So let me just see what the score is. No score. I don't see how the Braves lose today. I mean, Justin Turner's out for the game. It's not looking too good for the Dodgers. Braves could win 4-1 when LA is 41. TBS is 14. Oh, TBS is 41, not 14. Series can end 4-1 today on TBS when LA is also 41. LA is 14 is what I meant. So, all right, good luck. Right now, the Red Sox, their odds of winning the championship is plus 1100. Yeah, it's buffering because we spinning out that truth. You know, it makes the video go slow. So good luck, everybody. Hopefully, we are celebrating tomorrow instead of being disappointed. But take care, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.